obviously the schedule for this year. I think everything is up to date on that. I'm sure it is because Bob Rogers and Steve Swinhart is going to get a couple of things right on top of things here. And before I even start, my name is John Graham. I'm the new head coach here. Born and raised in Abington. Went to UMass Dartmouth. Played football and baseball my freshman year, then realized I wasn't that big, so I just played baseball from there on out. Was lucky enough after 4 years getting my degree, first of all. After that, I got drafted by the Red Sox. Played 4 years with the Red Sox, and been kind of all over the place, coaching football, baseball, basketball, a little bit of everything. And this job opened up when Pat resigned this year, retired, whatever you want to call it. His life got a little crazy, and he's working a lot and had some things going on, and I'm very happy that that was happening in his life. Made my life a lot crazier, but very excited about this opportunity. We had a scrimmage today with Abington, which was kind of funny, sitting on the other side of the field, and but we did beat them, which was good. Basically, thank you first of all for coming tonight. Glad we have so many guys. I didn't know how many guys we'd get in like a week and a half to put this thing together. Going forward here, obviously you guys are very important to us. You guys are going to make our jobs easier at the end. I know a lot of times as a coach, as a volunteer coach, a youth coach, it's kind of overwhelming, you know. I don't know what your backgrounds were as far as playing, whether you played baseball, you didn't play baseball, or played any sport. I know it's kind of overwhelming, and a lot of people are afraid to do it. That being said, one of my close friends and one of my cousins, who was a two-time All-Star in high school, a couple of years ago, his kids got old enough to be in the Little League, and he was afraid to coach. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I don't know what I'm doing. I said, what do you mean? You're a two-time All-Star. What do you mean? So it's kind of cool. It opened our eyes a little bit, saying, well, if he doesn't know, you know, and he's afraid to do it, and he played all these levels and all this kind of thing, that, you know, we don't want you guys to be overwhelmed. We want you guys to be relaxed and have fun. It's the best thing in the world, coaching the Little League. And we want you guys to be very, very happy, have fun with it, and not be afraid. But on here, the blog spot is on here. I don't know why Bob made it so long, but that's basically all our information for everything going on here, from the freshmen on up to the varsity, whether it be practice times, game times, it will be on there. One of my assistant coaches at the varsity level, Sean Sullivan, who's not here tonight because he's actually working, doing lessons right now down at RBI in Foxborough. Sean is in charge of updating the blog. He's younger, so he's good at it. So that's one of his roles, and we all multitask. Everyone here does a great job. So Sean is my pitching coach, strength and conditioning. He just got out of Bridgewater State. He's, what, 25 years old, Don? He's 25 years old. I just got out of strength and conditioning and exercise science, which unbelievable with a pitching background. So he's unreal for us. He's actually, the reason I asked Dom is Dom's been coaching here longer than Sean's been alive. So. But Sean is my pitching coach. Michael Foster, who was an alum here, he's not on that wall yet, is he? No. Why not? You had 18 home runs since last year, didn't he?
Yeah, but the fence is only 180.
What's that?
But the fence is only 180.
The fence was 180 now. But Michael Foster is an alum here. Michael is my third base coach, outfield coach, hitting. We all do everything. We all know all aspects of the game, but everyone has their own roles. Michael is actually a corrections officer down at Bridgewater. He split a shift today so he could be at the game and then had to go there, so he's not here. Next in line would be Domingo Amato, Coach Amato back there. Coach has, like I said, been here 26 years at Whitman-Hanson. I met Dom when I was probably about 5 years old, maybe younger. He was also a coach of basketball at Abington, where I'm from, so I've known him since then. And he just brings a great knowledge of the game. He was a great player himself, played at Bridgewater State. And again, great coach, great energy he brings to, he's a head JV coach. Steve Swinhart right here. Steve is the assistant JV coach. He came from us through Texas, through Pembroke, through Silver Lake, Hingham, and now hopefully this will be his last home here with us because he's unbelievable. He's the one that always makes us look organized, and behind the scenes does everything. And on the field, organizes us there. Sorry, playing words there. He does a phenomenal job. He's been around baseball forever, very knowledgeable. At the freshman level, Ryan Cadris is the head freshman coach. Ryan's been around here. I'm sure most of you guys know Ryan from a couple of places around town. And he's been here for how many years now? As a coach.
For baseball?
For baseball.
I think this is my 8th year.
8th year of baseball, but I mean, he's been there forever, since he went to school, and he's been, I couldn't tell you how many years. I actually coached Ryan's brother, Kevin, when I was coaching at Bridgewater State, and I coached down there for 6 or 7 years. And that's how we became close, and very knowledgeable, unbelievable coach. He's gonna talk about some things first here, when we get going, second. And the last guy I'm gonna introduce is gonna be the first guy to talk tonight. One more guy before that. Stevie Foster, who's in uniform. Don't tell anyone, he's working right now. But he's all right, he's got the vehicle out front, right? He's on lunch, whatever it is. Stevie is, again, an alum here, phenomenal coach, played through the system here, played in the Cranberry League against myself and his brother and a lot of us. Obviously a paramedic, firefighter, trained in all of it. But that's what we're going to talk about first, right after I introduce my last guest, who's not on the staff, which I'm mad I got the job so late. We got the job, I think, a month ago, so everything kind of fell into place. First I had to make a resume. I'm 40 years old. I had to make a resume. It took me a couple days to do that. And then I finally got the resume in on Saturday. I didn't do it either, my wife did it. So I had to give her all the information. So Saturday I put it in. Monday I had first interview. Thursday second interview. Friday I got the job. And then I had to put together this great staff, which was easy because these guys, 2 guys are already here, but I just added 4 more guys. We actually have 7 coaches full-time, and we'll have some other guys coming in and out, but we have 7 full-time, only 3 paid. Only 3 paid, so we will be doing some fundraisers, which we'll talk about later. Tonight, there's no charge for anybody, the leagues or anything like that. We want to do this because you guys are volunteering for us, and we want to make sure that we answer any questions and all that. But the last guy is Vinny Hillier. Vinny is an Abington guy, so I had to bring at least one Abington guy over, but he did dress accordingly. He got the black and red, okay? Vinny is unbelievable pitching guy, and again, if I got the job earlier, I would have got him over here. I won't tell you where he is coaching this year, because he will be an enemy of ours, but he really won't be coaching him too good, right? Or too well. Again, what we're gonna do tonight is we're just gonna kind of introduce a couple of little parts of the game, and then basically at the end of it, just questions and answers. I mean, any question you guys have, and if you're afraid to ask questions tonight, get a hold of me through our website. I'll give you my phone number by the end of the night, and honestly, call me anytime about anything. And you know, it's again, you guys are gonna make our job so much easier, and we appreciate all the time you do give, because we know how much it is, how much time it is. Even us guys that do get paid, I think we get 10 cents an hour now. First guy, Stevie's gonna talk real quick on just overall safety and any questions you have here. Again, feel free to ask any, and we'll look forward to having a good night here.
So we'll just talk about basic first aid, safety on the baseball field. Again, I mean, I take pride in what I do, obviously, but second is baseball. So to put those 2 together for me is pretty important. So when I came on with Ryan 4 years ago, we have med kits for each level, freshman, JV, and varsity, which we have basic supplies, which you'll find in any first aid kit, really, like any Duval's or pharmacy. Gauze, 4x4s, rolls, ice packs, and a lot of the kits don't have that I strongly recommend would be like normal saline or sterile water, I should say, because the most common injury that we've seen more recently would be like lacerations or just like cuts, minor abrasions, things like that. So to have a water source, I mean, if you don't have a water source on hand, to have that bottle of saline or sterile water, it's pretty important, and just to reduce the risk of infection. And then have the gauze and things like that to bandage that up and to control the bleeding or whatever the case is. Most importantly, out of those kits also, I would recommend ice packs. And obviously ice packs can be used in a various scope of things. Anywhere from, a twisted ankle, diving to a bag, maybe a dislocated wrist, any injury. As parents and coaches that you may have seen in the past, you know where you can use ice for. A couple examples that I'll just bring up that I just thought of today were, last year, Coach Gaddis and I had a kid stealing second base, and he decided to go in on his left hip, that we try not to teach, because the shortstop missed throw from the catcher, and it ended up catching the kid on the upper lip. Well, what happened, it blew his lip up, he started bleeding, and things like that. So just the basic contents of having the gauze, ice packs, things like that help control the bleeding, first of all, and then help reduce the swelling of his injury. And this is 2 years ago, kid down at Quincy, we had a foul ball, catcher dove for the ball, obviously unmasked, hit the fence, and ended up suffering a deep laceration under his chin. Again, 2x2s, 4x4s, the little gauze squares, bandaging, ice, and that's all there is to it. So, I mean, as extent of these injuries can get, the treatment can be very simple upon, initial approach. And then just more severe injuries I can kind of get into would be concussions. And we're focusing a lot on that this year. We as coaches had to take a mandatory concussion test and course that we had to pass. And really all it did for us was to alert us and the staff for initial signs and symptoms of concussion. And treatment really isn't much. It's just monitoring the patient or the player. Symptoms of a concussion usually just subside. And, like as you get more severe symptoms would be, fatigue, repetitive vomiting, repetitive questioning, dazed, confused state, things like that. But again, as those symptoms increase and worsen, that's obviously when you should maybe call 911 or bring that child to an ER because they need further treatment. But again, we are very fortunate to have the athletic trainer on scene, typically, that relieves a lot of our duties as far as, like I said, I tend to take that a step further because I enjoy do what I do and I just go with it. But, those are just basic injuries, like I said. The ones that I tend to see, or we tend to see and focus on, are typical lacerations and ankle and wrist injuries. As far as I know, we have that concussion course is online. It's at the Whitman Hanson athletic website. It's the very top link. It's highlighted concussion coach/parent course. I believe that's public. Like I said, that's what we had to go through to take. It's a course. It's no more than 20 minutes, maybe 30-minute course. It's a couple different modules, and at the end, it's a series of questions. You really can't get them wrong because I think if you get one wrong, you can go back and do it again. So, but it's very informative. It's a good course to take. It just opens your eyes a little bit as far as what to look for and what you should, how to deal with a child that may suffer a possible concussion. But again, it's at the athletic link from the Whitman Hanson Regional High School website, and I encourage everyone to take it. That's my spiel. Thank you.
Thanks.
Coach, do we want to mention about the 911? About if they call for emergency 911, it has to go to the state police first before it comes to the...
You know that number? We gotta get that number. What Coach is talking about,
Yeah.
if you do call 911 from the cell phone, it goes to the, which state?
State
It goes
police.
to Middleborough State Police,
Middleborough,
the
okay.
PSAP.
So it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a number. I'll
Yeah.
forward it to you guys too, and so you have it for the
Have the
group.
local fire department numbers. I mean, it does eliminate a step. If I were to call 911 from here, it hits the cell tower at like the 100 block of Franklin Street, and then it goes to Middleborough State Police, and they say 911, what's your emergency? They pick up where you are, and they'll transfer they'll transfer you to Whitman Fire, and then Whitman Fire picks up as a second-hand caller, and then you repeat your emergency. It's kind of a weird situation. So it is important to have that direct number to those
Yeah,
departments.
we're supposed to get them. I'll forward it to both towns too, then, so that you guys do
I
have
think
it.
it's
Obviously,
1212 or something like that.
I'm not positive, but
That's, police and fire is 1414.
1414. Okay.
So,
yeah. I think there's a direct line right there, right? So yeah, we'll find it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So-
Thank you, Stevie. All right. Next up is going to be Ryan Cadris. All right, and we didn't pick the order, but it's kind of funny, it's working